We're just heading around the head. I keep saying heading around the head, it doesn't sound right, but that is what we're doing. We're heading around the head of, it's Loch Long. I'll show you Loch Long. I had actually forgotten what loch it was for some reason. I mean, that's what happens when you become an old guy, you forget things. All sorts of strange little carvings here that are very weathered, and the weathering's made them perhaps even more attractive than they once were. I'll do my best to show you the exact way to go here, pointing out all the sort of turn-offs. There's not many turn-offs, but it would be very easy to go completely the wrong way. Forests are generally pretty confusing places. Okay, this is where we enter the woodland. A path leading directly off that busy road there. And this track continues to bend and twist up the hill. Because we've come up a wee bit, you start to get tantalising glimpses back down towards Loch Long and Arrochar. Onwards we go. We're just about to hit the junction of the wider forest track, and I can see there's a seat up there. And that's going to be a very welcome seat because it's quite steep just coming up there. But hello there. But there's already somebody sitting in it. Maybe there should be lots of seats. It's absolutely mobbed with folk up here. So there you go. There's a seat. And this is the wide forest track. And this is the way we're going. You can maybe see there's some kind of aerial there. But we are turning left here. And we're going along that way. A short distance along there, everybody else, it looks as if they're going to go uphill to the right. But we are not going that way, we're going to go straight on. So pay attention. I wonder where everybody else is going. Up the hill, obviously. There's maybe an ice cream van up there. There isn't, of course. Right. So we're leaving all these crowds behind. And going straight on. Okay, there we go. Shirt sleeves, no jacket, no crowds of folk. We've cracked it. There's really just something awful nice about rolling your shirt sleeves up in the countryside with a knapsack on your back and the sun's out. I mean, and there's not a soul around. It's just beautiful, indescribable in fact. I mean, yeah, it's what being out in the countryside is really all about. If I want crowds, I can go to the high street in Glasgow or wherever. I come to the countryside not for crowds, but to give the trees a good telling. Because I think their pollen sometimes has an effect on me. But anyway, just to recap, from the main road we've come up that wriggly path. We've hit that wide forest track and turned left. And we're just going straight on, ignoring a pretty major path on the right hand side. So we're carrying on in this forest track. The way I'm going to show you is not a popular way. Probably not many folk would think to come this way. And why, I don't know, because as I think you'll see shortly, it's just, it's indescribable. You'll see it. And I've kind of pre-planned this so that the sun's got to be in the right place. I've beaten the sun. Yeah. Okay, so we have just continued to follow that track, wide forest track. We've come to a division here, a fork. There is a sign, and if we were to go on the left, then we would be following what looks like the Cowell Way, but we are going to take the right fork. That left fork, which is pointing towards and part of the Cowell Way, goes downhill, but this right fork that we're taking starts to go uphill again. You know, downhill, uphill, you're thinking, well, what does it matter? But it's just these wee things that are kind of, that you pick up and they're crucial to just keeping yourself safe in the middle of nowhere. So we could call this lesson 1. And it's how to tell the difference between downhill and uphill. Downhill goes down and uphill goes up and requires a bit more effort. There endeth lesson 1. There's a wee pile of stones there. When you're in the great outdoors, you'll frequently come upon wee piles of stones. That's the elves that do that. Yeah. Just in case you wondered, you know. We are continuing straight on in this track. There is actually a fork going to the right, but just ignore that. Ignore that bit going back there. We're going straight on with the sun at our back. Yeah. We're just continuing to follow this track, which, as well as magnificent scenery, starts to go downhill a wee bit here. There's a kind of, looks like a slightly older track going up to the right. Just ignore that. Behold, I give you Glen Croe. We'll be working our way downhill on this track until we reach the road. Now, there will be a very short stretching on the road down there where we'll have to be very careful and stay off the road. But it is just a short section, thankfully. I mean, it is, to be honest, frankly unbelievable that where I am just now is not as busy as where we were earlier on, where there seemed to be hordes of folk all heading up the same way. I mean, folk are like sheep sometimes. They don't seem to be able to instigate any original thought. So we're turning right here. This tarmacked track is just off the main road, and we'll follow this for a wee bit. What was clearly a tarmacked track or road at one time or other slowly starts to disappear as you follow this, and we're about to hit the road. When we hit this road, we're going to turn right. Now, because this is a very busy and a very fast road, and it's also got an awful lot of bends on it, it's simply not safe to take a chance and walk on the road in the hope that you'll be able to get out of the way if you can see any vehicles coming. It's not safe enough for that. So I can't stress enough the importance of, while we're going to turn right and follow the road, you must stay off the road on the sort of grass bit at the side of it. You've got to do that. There's no room for error. Oh my God, more mud. Where's it all coming from? Okay, so here's the road. We're going to cross over. Be very careful. And we're walking on this grass bit, which is off the road. Now I'll show you where we turn off and thankfully get away from all these vehicles. Okay, we've probably come just a couple of 100 metres at the edge of that road. You'll be conscious of a river on the left. But this is where we turn off the road. Clearly marked as Glen Croe. And that's where we're going. The road that passes along the foot of Glen Croe, the road that we're going to follow, is, I believe, the old military road. It's been improved very slightly in the past year or so, because the main regular road, which sits above us, well, a bit further on it will be above us, it's often affected by landslips, and if that road is closed, it's a major blow to places like Oban and the whole area. So they improved this road slightly so that in the event of a landslip and the main road being closed, this could be used. But it is a very narrow road, and just as you approach Rest and be Thankful, there's quite a serious bend on it, so I'm not entirely sure how the big lorries would manage it, but nevertheless, that's the situation. But thankfully we've got it to ourselves and there's no cars or anything on it. There's something really rather nice about having a road all to yourself. I'm sure this would be a cracking route for cyclists. I think it's actually the first time I've been on this road since it has been upgraded, because it used to be much narrower than this. You maybe start to see some of the mountains in this area. You've got Bien and Ben Narnain. I never know whether it's Ben or Bien, but anyway, Narnain and the cobbler or Ben Arthur. That's definitely a Ben. That's not a Bien. Look at that cloud up there. It's really a seriously fine day for clouds. I don't think I've ever seen a cloud like it. This is on to the older road surface now. There was some building vehicles back there, and that wider bit of road that we were on did seem very, very new. So I'd be guessing if I said that they're actually in the process of really upgrading this for use in emergencies when there's a landslip on the other road. So we're now in the old road. There's a lot of old walls and old rectangles in the ground, and this glen would have been occupied for hundreds, if not thousands of years. We've got horses in the field on the left. Some white horses. And already I'm thinking whiskey. Our walk is nearly over. Probably, maybe just a mile or so towards Rest and Be Thankful. Sometimes it's nice to look back, so let's look back. Straight into the sun. And I've managed to beat the sun today. One thing I've always wondered about old narrow roads is this metalled thing. Now this road surface doesn't look metalled, but in the old days, and I don't know how long ago we're talking about, 1930s maybe, I don't know, but you sometimes see it on, I think mentioned on maps as well, that such and such a road, and it is usually, in the old maps it was usually a yellow kind of C-class road. They are referred to as being metalled. Now, sometimes when you're on one of those roads and you actually look at the surface, there are actually bits of metal in the road. But there doesn't seem to be many bits of metal. You know, it's not, I fail to see what it can add to the longevity of the road surface, given that there's just it looks like somebody's just chucked a few lumps of iron in there somewhere. If somebody could explain that to me, I'd be ever so grateful. Possibly no more beautiful place on earth than here right now. Stunning. Just stunning. You can maybe see how steep this old road becomes as it heads up towards the Rest and Be Thankful, which must be quite difficult for some vehicles when they have to use it. Oh, we've got cows here, and they're not in a field, they're loose. The thing about being in an area with loose cows is just to act all brave and do a bit of a swagger. Then with any luck they'll just ignore you. Last thing you want to be doing is jumping up and down screaming cows, because then they'll start to get interested in you and all heading your way to see what's going on. The ground they're in is actually very boggy. That one's struggling. And it wasn't far from here that I had that sheep experience years ago. Hello there. Oh, and they've got calves as well. Oh, they have got calves, right, okay. Stay calm. sometimes the mothers can get a bit protective of their young, but just if you stay out of the way and don't pose any threat to them, everything should be alright. It might be a different story if you had a dog with you just now, and you would without question want to have your dog on a lead. Even then it could be slightly iffy, to be honest. What with the young calves and what have you. This is just something else. Just something else. You can maybe be seeing some of the white vehicles sitting up there, sitting at the rest, and be thankful. There's probably a lot of folk up there looking down at me thinking, what's that guy doing down there? I sometimes think when I'm carrying this camera on its monopod out in front of me, it's like I'm carrying some kind of processional mace. And any moment now there'll be a big brass band that'll come up behind me. This is more or less at rest and be thankful. I've stopped just a bit short because it looks quite busy up there. I will go up there, but I'll just do this last bit of it before doing that. You can see right down Glen Croe there, and you know, what can I say? I'm just going to go back down that way once I go up to the rest of me thankful. Maybe have a sandwich and half a gallon of water up there. I'm parched. But that's the way I'm going to go back to Arrochar after a good long rest. But I'm Eddy Burns. I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you again.